This doesn't light your fireman, the pilot lights out.
This football team is coming into our place. We're standing in our way.
This is a game of the heart. Focus and finish.
Sidney Rice finally returned to practice Tuesday. He's been battling tendonitis in his knee, and if you recall, he left camp earlier this month to go to Switzerland to receive treatment. Now, is it just me, or is there something fishy about having to leave the country to get treatment on your knee? Anyway, he's not going to play this week and might not even play next week in the final preseason game. But at this point, there's no reason to believe that he won't be ready for week 1. Danny Amendola is listed as day-to-day with an undisclosed injury. That's sneaky Bill Belichick, always keeping everybody guessing. While this is probably a non-event, anytime Amendola is found on the injury list, the possibility of lost time in production has to be discussed. Alright, it's official. Michael Vick has been named the starter in Philly. Now the question is, will Chip Kelly's offense work in the NFL? We're going to find out shortly, but unfortunately for Vick, Kelly's fast-paced offense won't do anything to prevent guys twice his size from pummeling him 6 or 7 times a game. If you're going to take Vick, make sure you're comfortable with playing your backup, because the odds are that Vick is going to get dinged and miss some time at some point. And the Browns have named Brandon Weeden as their starter. I suggest you make certain to adjust your draft board like me. Here, watch, I'll show you. Ahmad Bradshaw will finally take the field in practice with his new Colts teammates this week, but he isn't expected to play in Indy's 3rd preseason game Saturday against the Browns. Although he still has plenty of time to get ready for week 1, he's behind schedule, and whether or not he's able to become integrated enough into the Colts offense, enough to take over the starting job from the get-go, that remains a question. In St. Louis, running back Daryl Richardson has been named the starting running back for week 1 against the Cardinals, outplaying Isaiah Pede, Zach Stacy, and Benny Cunningham. It's Richardson's job to lose now, but don't forget, Pete has a pending 1-game suspension coming up, and that may have factored into the decision. Ed Dickson returned to practice earlier this week after sustaining a slight right hamstring tear on August 4th. Now, Baltimore's added name brands Dallas Clark and Vicente Shanko to the roster, but assuming no setbacks, it now appears Dickson is on track to be ready to go week 1 as the Ravens' starting tight end thanks to Dennis Pitter's hip injury. Former Lions wide receiver Mike Thomas signed with Arizona yesterday. Thomas played sparingly in 2012, but he could become a decent receiving option in deeper formats, with Larry Fitzgerald and Michael Floyd creating space for him in the slot. I wouldn't spend a draft pick on him, but keep him on your waiver wire radar. And Geno Smith will get the start for the Jets against their stadium roommates this weekend, and the opportunity to show his stuff in his quest to become the winner of the contest, to be able to throw the ball weekly to arguably the least accomplished receiving corps in the league. With just 15 days to the NFL season starts, be sure to tune in to the Roto Experts Fantasy Football News, Notes, and Analysis segment every weekday. I'll be here to keep you current and ahead of the competition, and on Saturdays, come back for This Week in Fantasy Football as I team up with the King, Scott Engel, covering the week that was and the week that will be, answering your viewers' questions. For Roto Experts, I'm Mike Cardano. See you tomorrow.